independent journalism looks like.
Smash that like for the MG Show. Subscribe now. Ring that bell. Let's go. Smash that like for the MG Show. Yeah. Let's go.
What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
Oh, wow, this is awesome.
Oh, I got him. Oh, I got you. Don't even start with me.
I got Shady Groove as my. I
want Shady Groove.
Look at,
Where
oh
we
my gosh, guys.
So you signal truth damage co-host. Oh,
Flynn, my dog. There's my dog.
Lynn's
He
your dog.
joins us. Look at,
come here. What's going on? I'm gonna die.
Oh, I gotta get out of here.
It's a swarm.
Baby, I gotta get out of here. Do you want to keep us off the air? We gotta stay on the air.
We gotta stay on. Oh, Jeff, we're live. Jeff, we're live.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to the show.
Are we live?
Are we live?
Welcome to the show, guys. I made a game, Shady. Shall we play a game?
Shall we play a game?
So just so you know, this is it. Shall you play a game? It's You're Live. The Swarm, a.k.a. Flynn-network, and the Deep State, like Hillary Clinton, wants you off the air. Collect the drops, grow the audience, and don't let the signal die. It's called MG Show. Stay on the air, empowering truth seekers since 2019. And Shady, if you guys want to know where to get it, you go to app.mg.show, and now we have an MG arcade.
App.mg.show.
Yeah. What do you think of that, man? Wow.
Welcome to Monday, ladies and gentlemen. We have a great show planned for you today. Jeff and Shady plan on playing our game, and you guys can sit here and watch. We're going to teach you how to play. You got to collect the drops. You got to stay away from the critters. You got to level up. You got to get Shady as a co-host. I mean, It's crazy out there.
It's so cool, guys. So play it, guys. I can even play it on my iPhone, but it is better on the computer when I can use my arrow up, down, and right and left. And I got to level 7, Shady.
Level 7.
Yeah. So, it's amazing, guys. You can do cool stuff like this. I mean, what other show has cool stuff like this? Come on.
I mean, we have a 24/7 radio channel here where I'm telling you, you guys are breaking me down out there, by the way, with your amazing content and your experiences and your songs about your experience and your songs about the show and your songs about your whether you're coming to faith, whether you're coming to understanding the truth, whether you were navigating a horrible situation in your life, and then you've created a song that talks about that, and then we get to know you better by listening to your music. I mean, I don't really understand. Like I went out to for a round of golf this week, and I'm practicing up. I got a big week coming up next week, practicing up. But these guys, one of my pet peeves are these idiots out there on the golf course in their golf carts. They turning up the radio. They're thinking that I want to hear AC/DC and Guns N' Roses while I'm out there on the golf course trying to relax. So yesterday, I'm like, oh, you guys want to listen to me? I got you.
Did you play
got you. MG radio on the golf course yesterday. You know what? It didn't annoy me at all. It was amazing. I enjoyed every second of it. So it's not about the idea that it's music on the golf course. It's about the idea that it's like hair-brained, nutty music you've heard 10,000 times on the golf course.
So the reason why I made the game was because everybody wants to not watch us. Okay, the whole thing since 2019, Shady. If you reposted me or you, if it was me, oh, he wears red shoes. He's bad. We have the receipts. There's no receipts. Nobody has any receipts. In fact, they even did my background check and they found, well, they did find receipts, Shady.
Tickets.
2 speeding tickets.
And I trusted him.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I can't drive 55.
Let me down.
And then you got things like this. You ready? I'm going to play this.
I'm ready. It's Monday. I'm here. I'm ready.
Here you go.
Here comes Theodore.
I don't know. I can't take it anymore. Sometimes, it's best to just be quiet and not say anything. But I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna say something because I can't stand all the passive aggressiveness. I left to Truth or Media, as did other people. I left because we were no longer aligned with certain things. And we can now see that playing out in real time, right? How do you have somebody that's been in this movement the entire time, from the very beginning, now fully aligned with people that are no good? I mean,
Bless you, Yeti.
literally no good. We know these people are.
All right, so I want people to hear this, okay? Let's just listen to this. Listen to this statement right here, guys, okay? No receipts, no sauce, just a statement. Listen.
No good. We know these people are no good. And
Talking about us?
these people happen to have a show at 12 p.m.
Oh,
Eastern when my
Just listen.
show starts. Okay, that's fine. I don't believe for a second that anybody that's watching me is going to go watch this show. But, somebody that used to be one of my best friends who's so mad at me because I left. And I literally wanted to be his friend. I have proof that I wanted to be his friend because I have all of our communications. I literally just wasn't feeling it anymore being part of Truth or Media. Still really liked this person as a person and as a friend, and I wanted to be his friend. And since then, he just keeps jabbing and jabbing and jabbing. Not saying my name, but just saying shit. So, 2 days in a row now, he's put out a post sharing their live at 12 and saying things like, come and get the real news. And, here, come and watch this show, not just somebody that plays video clips and talks about it after or asks what you think about it and blah, 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 blah. You know what? The justice cometh, go fuck yourself. There. I feel better. I'm not going to say anything again anymore. What an asshole. Literally, what an asshole. So mad at Julie Donuts because he left. That he literally made up lies about her. Lies about her. Lies about Casey. Threw me in there.
So
Literally
you
went
get the
to
idea,
LG.
right? He doesn't like tracing justice because he aligned with the MG show and actually not really aligned. He learned the truth himself, guys. He learned the truth about Flynn. And what they don't agree on is protecting Flynn. This is a Trump movement. What part of that don't people understand, Shady?
A large part. Like almost all of it. Like they don't understand any of that part. And I don't want to speak for them, but I'd like to just say that, he says right there that he's mad because he left. Like, listen, he's not, listen, this is the way that these people do. This is how you know they're disingenuous. They're not upset because anybody left anything. And like I said, if I say it wrong, you can correct me. I believe the reason that they're upset was because that there's all of this chatter going on in the background of everybody understanding the problem with General Flynn. And these people actually really don't like General Flynn that much, but they're too big of cowards to come out and say what it is that they really think about the situation, causing them to fall into the category of grifter. And from what I understand, Josh and the few of his friends that really saw it felt like it wasn't genuine, or it was at best disingenuous for them to go on the air and act like that they had a position of thought that they didn't actually have. That would be falling into the category of a grifter. So he wasn't mad because they weren't mad at you because anybody left anything. They were upset because you guys weren't being honest about the Flynn situation. That's my understanding. It's not being mad over anything. It's being disoriented because you see people ignoring the truth on purpose.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
Hope I said that right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. People are learning about Flynn. I mean, look at Dan Bongino. He understands Flynn. He blocked me, okay, before the Flynn incident, right? Because he was saying if people are lying about Flynn and Kash Patel, I took issue with Flynn, not Kash. And now I've got Dan Bongino liking my posts.
Mine too. He blocked me too, by the way.
Yeah, and he unblocked us, by the way, too. Yeah,
that's exactly right.
When he came out from working with Kash Patel, I wonder why. Huh?
And liked two of the posts, or three of the posts that Jeff made this weekend, and two of the posts that I made this weekend regarding direct communications of what Flynn is doing. Taking foreign money was his accusation that he levied towards Flynn, and Flynn came back and lied directly, saying that he doesn't take foreign money. He does take foreign money. He's been taking foreign money since like 2010.
And you guys are going to die on that hill? You guys are going to die on a hill that somebody actually is not supposed to be taking foreign money either. People don't realize that, maybe the fair disclosure statute, whatever, not automatic proof of treason, right? But let's not pretend that the only question that matters is whether money was intended to magically buy a position change, okay? Flynn was explicitly warned in writing by the DIA Council on October 8th, 2014. It's called the Emoluments Clause letter, Shady, that he requested himself. He wanted it in writing. So that retired military officers need advance approval before taking foreign government of foreign controlled entity in compensation, guys. He later registered under FARA for Turkey work after extreme pressure from Lofman from the NSD. Then voluntarily registered again in 2025 for the Republic of Srpska, okay? And that's Bosnia, Herzegovina. That's the Russian side at $100,000 a month. The public findings don't erase the pattern, Shady. They document it. Flynn said a hard no for foreign influence money while repeatedly taking paid work for foreign principals after being warned in writing exactly what people are scrutinizing right now. Disclosure is better than concealment. It doesn't make the foreign principal relationship disappear, Shady. This is the letter, October 14th. I bring the sauce here. It's all right here. It's 6 pages long. Boom. You can read it. The guy is doing it. And now also, it's very interesting, is that this is one of Joshua Reed. This is a Flynn faux warrior, if you will, just saying that, trying to just show it on, trying to control the narrative. Okay. It's not working. All right. People are seeing it, Shady.
Listen, people aren't just seeing it. People are starting to recognize the threat that it is. Okay, it is a threat, and I want you to understand this, because this is what they're trying to do. This is what we're not going to let them do. We're going to work together. We're not going to let them do this. They're trying to say that there is a, quote, split in MAGA. There is not a split in MAGA. There are and will always forevermore be two camps, MAGA and communists who are trying to stop us. MAGA is pro keeping the country the way the country is, whether it be the communists that call themselves MAGA, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and those nuts, or the communists that are pretty okay with you calling them a communist, the people on the left. They all want the same thing. They want America to change. They want America to go away in its current form. They want to be able to lord over it like they do socialist countries in Europe. That's what they think the way of the future is. You being a hard-headed numbnut in their minds are the problem. You thinking that your freedom matters, that's the problem. You thinking that you have the right to go look and find the truth, that is the problem. All of these other things that they're saying aren't really the problem. And this is we're finally getting to this point in the conversation where Donald Trump has led us to. We've been following this man for almost a decade, and over a decade. Where did he lead us to? He led us to the real conversation. What's the real conversation? There is an infiltrated group of communists in the system that are controlling large amounts of the system and large amounts of the city and state pocketbooks out there. We have to be able to call them what they are. Now, if you're not pro-America, you're simply anti-America. So if you're against Donald Trump and trying to stop him, you're trying to stop America from being what America is. Plain and simple.
So let me continue with Michael Flynn because, Q pointed it out as well, Shady Groove.
I know. Yes, sir.
Okay, Michael Flynn, this is the Q post right here. The Q post led us to Michael Flynn was forced to file his FARA registration in February 2017 under extreme and unprecedented pressure from the extensive interactions with the National Security Division, including then NSD head David Laufman. Okay, so the Q post basically says this. It says, there is a big direct reason why Flynn's new attorney is seeking security clearance. So he registered under FARA in October 2025. We just talked about that, the Bosnian Serbs, okay? The same guy who got forced into the 2017 Turkey FARA filing under extreme pressure from Laufman and NSD, now voluntarily taking foreign principal money. America First doesn't mean foreign agent on the side, guys. And guess who was the law firm? Covington. Who's Covington, guys?
That's the law firm from Eric Holder that quote unquote supposedly gave Flynn the bad deal where he had to leave Covington and go to Sidney Powell.
Yeah. And what
where
about
the rubber
Turkey?
Bullet happened.
What about Turkey? That's, pretty much what this is talking about.
Yes, sir.
The 4FM, okay?
Oh, it's somebody in chat said it. Yeah.
This is the one where remember when Flynn called me a POS, FUPOS, when the Biden DOJ dropped his charges?
Yep.
Yeah. Uh-huh. This is it. In 2017, Q post, guys. Now we got a new updated graphic for the FISA gate, Shady Grove.
Yep. Saw
there
that.
He is. He gave this movie 3 stars. Playing both sides of this thing for almost a decade has been tough. Mike Flynn, 3 stars. Deep Blue Realm, thank you, brother. Appreciate
it. Wouldn't have been possible without him, guys. It's weird. It's kind of weird. We've been talking about this for so long and back, round and round and round for all of it. But the thing that starts to happen is now that more people are seeing the side of the conversation that we were trying to expose, well, then everybody else starts to talk to it starts to move out and around the ones that are in the system that are trying to get you. They're fighting. All he would have to do would be to answer some of these questions that we had, but you're not willing to answer these questions because the answers to the questions, if you're being honest, implicate you in corruption. That's why he can't answer the questions. That's why the questions are a problem, because the Q taught all of us how to ask better questions. You're only as good. Think about this whole thing with the AI. You're only as good as your best question. The only information you have is the information you're willing to ask a question about. And so Q taught us how to ask questions that undermine authority and expose corruption. And what do you know? His name keeps coming up.
So Tracing Justice actually made a comment in the chat here earlier saying that we are a threat to them. And I'm going to show you why, okay? This is also worth remembering. This is Earl Matthews, okay? This is not the fight that I asked for or welcome, but rather one that you thrust upon us, and your protege or close collaborator, Laura Loomer, chose to publicly attack Earl Matthews, your brother, in the context of my J6. Specifically mentioned your brother in context of my J6 testimony, okay? This is Earl Matthews. So Earl Matthews also reposted our show, okay? Thank you, okay? Trump appoints Colonel Matthews to Pentagon's top lawyer. Panic ensues. Do you see any panic out there, guys? Then you got this, Earl Matthews. He's the general counsel for the Department of War, guys. Okay? This is no joke. And he followed us, Shady Grove. I don't think people understand why people are really attacking us. It's because of Cash. It's because of Earl. It's because of President Trump. It's because of you.
It's because we defended him. So whenever you see the network work, what you see is the network, one of the ways that it works is omission. They don't report things that are happening. So whenever that testimony came out on the Loudermilk Committee of Earl Matthews and Steve Sund, and they were talking about what really happened that day, we were sitting there, with mouths agape, watching like, how in the world could this have been the way that that went down, talking about Charles Flynn and the stand down. And then all of a sudden, everything makes a lot more sense whenever you understand this stuff. But no digital soldier, none of the Josh Reeds or the Scott Patriot or the Brian Cates or all these other quote unquote digital soldier media out there, none of them reported on it. They wouldn't talk about it, but we did. We amplified the message. We discussed it in length. We played the video on the air. We talked about him online. We commended him. We said, thank you for speaking up. Guess what happens? Normal people respond to positive input. So he followed us back and reposted us. As a matter of fact, one of our friends out there made a song and he reposted that too about Laura Loomer. You know, I mean, and then he becomes the top lawyer at the Pentagon. Not to mention that we have a nice working relationship with two ex-FBI guys, or not to mention that we've had the FBI director on this show 3 or 4 times. I'm sure all that
Ben
stuff
Williamson, the press director of the FBI, reposted 2 of our shows
within the last couple weeks.
Within the last week, yeah. 2 weeks.
Should we just keep going with our credentials?
What do you want? We also are okay to be at Trump rallies. We've been to 2 of them with our show.
Yes. Mm-hmm. We could go to any of them.
Uh-huh. Wow.
As press.
Yeah, as press. Exactly right. So again, you see Jake Lang out there, right? Instigating stuff just like he did on January 6th. Mm-hmm. Okay. You know, he was beating people with a bat. And I'm sure this has nothing to do with it, Shady.
This is General Flynn for everybody. Thank you. And thank you, Jim. So I don't know if you've ever had a guy like me sing happy birthday, but I'm going to sing happy birthday to you. This spaces, you know, just bear with me because I'm going to do it. I figured sometimes I've had birthdays in many places overseas, and
so Jake Lang's in the gulag,
there on your birthday,
but he has a podcast, and he can talk to General Flynn and listen to him sing happy birthday.
So bear with me, brother. Happy birthday.
I'm going to spare you. But do you think that Jake Lang is a Flynn psyop, guys, knowing what you know now?
Look at the chaos. Look at the vigilante nature. Look at the way you're trying to incite. You're not working to make anything better. You're not working to make anybody aware of anything. You're working to incite violence so that media can point to the violence and say MAGA is more violent than Antifa. Yeah. That's what they want. And then the media spreads this stuff around everywhere while they suppress the news of what Antifa's doing. They suppress the news of, transgender men being guarded by Antifa. Like, it's the craziest thing that you've ever seen that's really going on the left, that the establishment, whether it be Fox News or whatever, they all cover it up. None of them are talking about it.
Now, let me ask you a question, Shady Grove.
Uh-oh.
You're MAGA, right? You support President Donald J. Trump, correct?
Yeah, well, let me show you. Let me just prove it.
Yeah.
I have the Trump and NATO.
Ah, nice. Right. So, would you hold a sign that says Jake Lang loves black people but hates N-words?
I would not.
Is that MAGA?
That is not.
So shiny.
Is that something that you would do, guys?
Not a person listening to this would hold that sign. Not a person listening to this would hold a sign that said rape Melania either.
That was Jack Posobiec.
Yep. In 2015.
Yeah. Wow.
These people might all be connected with some sort of backhanded political trickster that constantly sends people out to railroad whatever the conversation is so we can make sure that America doesn't actually make any forward progress or become what it is that our founders envisioned, which is a more perfect union. They want America to stay in the decline. They want you on the downslope. They want us tearing each other apart. They want us like lighting everybody on fire. They want us to like never be able to agree to disagree. That's how we beat them. We do all those things in spite of their efforts.
Then, we got that real AF patriot, keeping it real. Keep it real with the MG show, AF, okay? You might want to change your tune. But then you got Dustin, Trump is Satan, Nemos out here calling everyone pedos while showing his male stripper dismissed drug charges ass.
They all come out of the woodwork.
Look at this. Everybody has been after us, guys.
They're trying to keep us off the air.
And then that's why we made the game. Keep us on the air.
That's why we were playing the game. We had to stay on the air.
Yeah. Pretty interesting, isn't it?
I think that it's interesting the way that we have been bait. Like we've said this a long time ago, even before the whole Flynn thing, we felt like, the Q people were kind of bait for like, to go out into public and say stuff so that other people could like, try to malign you and attack you, and you get the opportunity to explain yourself, and X amount of the people now finally understand something. It's been a very similar experience to see how that, the funniest thing is that the Flynn digital soldiers rush to the microphones to say that, oh, you still got Flynn on your website. Oh, you still got this picture up. Oh, yeah. Because we're whistleblowers, and that's our credibility to show that we were on the inside. And if we get rid of all that, then you're like, oh, you never had any relationship with Flynn. You didn't know who Joe Flynn was. You didn't. So you see what they're doing. The same thing that they're doing to Donald Trump. It doesn't matter what Trump does. They will act like the opposite is the right thing. And if he were to have done the opposite, they would have acted like what he did was the right thing. This is how you know it's a psyop.
Yeah. JPNO says, when you're over the target, they come at you. Otherwise, why bother? Exactly. So listen to this, Shady Grove. Here's President Trump going after some people right here, Shady. Let's hear it. This is President Trump. Tucker Carlson just met with lightweight former Congressman Thomas Massie and Marjorie Trader Greene. Losers, all. Tucker's, quote, views have fallen through the floor and will only get worse. Nobody cares about him any longer in that he has become totally irrelevant and happens to be, surprisingly, a very low IQ individual. He could barely get out of college, and maybe he didn't, but only really dumb people can't make it through a wonderful 4-year time in life. Tucker wants to run for political office, but he should be required to take a cognitive test. He's got no chance, but probably take a couple of points away from whatever the Republican ticket happens to be. Tucker is a loser and always has been. Marjorie Taylor Greene turns brown under stress. A highly neurotic young woman went from ultra-conservative to a liberal fool all in a matter of weeks because I refused to return her phone calls. Not because I didn't like her, just because I had no time. She was way down in the polls in Georgia because I took away my endorsement and would have had no chance at winning, so she, just like everyone else, quit. Thomas Massie has turned out to be a failed politician and a real jerk. He thought it was really wonderful to vote no on everything, no matter how good, strong, or proper the legislation would be. What a team this would be. 3 losers and a pocket full of change. The only chance they have is to join the radical left Democrats and try breaking into the primary system. To all of them, I say, praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump.
Wow, Joe. So the last thing he says, he tells you everything you need to know. Praise be to Allah. Why is he saying that? Because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're supporting Persia. They're supporting Iran. They're supporting the caliphate. They're supporting the system that Donald Trump is taking apart. They're supporting the CIA's system of a caliphate, the secret society's system that they're utilizing as a boogeyman to take the world apart and destroy the world. He's targeting it directly, and he's telling you that these people do not have an American audience. They have an Iranian audience. They have a Russian audience. They have a foreign audience that laps up everything that they're saying. Tucker Carlson's shows are being interpreted for exactly the way that they're airing and broadcast into Iran. Do you guys understand that?
Ready?
They're not editing it. They're broadcasting it as it is, as a way to encourage people to resist or to stand with the Ayatollah's regime.
It's live Islamic republics. They're airing on Sedo Sima on Islamic Republic's TV. They're airing live stream. Show that.
Sauce.
They're translating it in real time in Persian.
It's a foreign propagandist.
Wow. Guys.
Not a small thing.
Guys, so when I tell you that Tucker Carlson is Islamic regime propaganda, look at this. The Islamic Republic is now taking, right? They're taking. They're literally taking his garbage interviews and they're translating it because this is propaganda.
Yeah. So, so just so you know, I mean, let's understand the Iranian state TV airing Tucker Carlson's interviews fully translated into Persian. The Islamic Republic is running his content as regime propaganda. Okay. And that was interesting that Goldie and Armin were watching it in real time and calling it exactly what it is. When the mullahs start broadcasting your interviews as their own messaging, that should tell you pretty much everything, Shady.
You mean that should give you a little bit of a clue? Maybe a hint as to like what you're actually seeing. What you're seeing is you're seeing the propaganda like right here in your neighborhood, and all these people, like all these quote unquote digital soldiers, are saying to you that it's part of the plan, guys. I got to read it. This is Brian Cates. Yes, I would not deny that he is positioning himself for something for the past year. If Flynn is role playing now as an anti-Trump, anti-MAGA black hat, and he runs for president as a good Catholic Democrat and wins the Democratic primary in 28 over the barking of the Moon DSA challengers, how many Trump team people are going to be on the ballot for president? What the hell are you talking about? In November of 28, learn to think ahead. Learn to remove your emotion. Learn to think logically, to see the information warfare strategy. Talking about Flynn counter messaging at every single turn that Donald Trump goes. And then this other guy, the Josh Reed guy, goes on this huge post saying some of the same dumb stuff. I was going to read that dumb
no, we don't need to read it.
post too that I responded to him. But the reality is Flynn is doing all of these different things that are counter messaging Trump. He's taking in foreign money from the people that we're fighting a war with. Okay. We are at war with the country of Iran. It's not anything. There's no other definition. This is not a police action. We're at full-on war with these people. We've locked them in to the borders of their country. They can't go anywhere. And financial D-Day, which we're going to talk about soon, started today. Something that you've never seen before for all the people out there that are saying, oh, it's just Donald Trump is just going on. He's doing the bidding of Israel. Well, if he was doing the bidding of Israel, he wouldn't be taking away their boogeyman to make themselves stronger.
So, well said. So now we're going to move on to General Flynn. Okay. Dan Bongino went hard at General Flynn today, yesterday, August 22nd, what is that, Saturday. And General Flynn says, or is he told to go after certain named people, with his eyebrows flickering. What say you, D. Bongino? Does the Mark Levin show having a different opinion of policy from Trump means he's a grifter too? I'm so sick of the double standard. And by the way, President Trump reposted Levin yesterday. Okay. So there's your answer, General Flynn.
Pocket change.
Yeah, pocket change. Asking tough, uncomfortable question what makes America great, not whining consistently. So Dan Bongino says, no, General Flynn, disagreements don't always equate to a grift. I've publicly stated this many times on my show. People are hired in all varieties of administrations that don't work out. You're a good example of this. The mark of a grift is foreign influence money making its way to people who seem to magically change their position on an issue. Have you ever taken foreign influence money? A simple yes or no will do. My answer is a categorical no. So then this is, I responded, Shady. General Flynn still won't answer a simple yes, no. So let's follow the money ourselves.
Yes.
45,000 from Russia state media, RT. 2015 Moscow speech seated next to Putin. $533,000 from Innovo BV, a Turkish link firm, in 2016 for anti-Gulen work that could, quote, could be constructed to have principally benefited the Republic of Turkey, end quote. Later forced to retroactively register as a FARA agent under FARA. That's foreign influence money. Documented. Public record. Bongino's answer was a categorical no. Flynn's is still missing. And let's see, let's look at the view post activity. Let's see what kind of likes we have. Oh, wow. Dan Bongino liked my post, guys.
Because it's accurate.
Because it's accurate, Shady. Exactly right. So that's that. Real quick, let me just go back to this one. That's that one. So that's thank you, Dan. And then I've got another one here. Let's see if Dan liked this one.
Below. Okay,
I got it.
Okay.
This is Flynn equals pocket change. Okay, let's listen.
We don't like to do this, but we just had like another batch of subpoenas come out of the Jack Smith special counsel. I mean, those people are unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, crank it up,
Devin. There's the only way that we're going to be able to defeat these people. Pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, everything matters.
Pocket change.
And trust me, this...
Probably going to get censored on the audio on this, but who cares?
Well, you can mute it for a second and people can watch it.
It's too late.
Here we go. I see some people in the middle that haven't given any money yet. Hit the person up next to you for some cash. Let's go. Come on now.
So they're raising money for Trump's subpoenas for General Flynn.
Gas out of your car.
That's a
Sell it
grift.
to someone for $8 a gallon. Here we go.
Well, let's not forget. I know you're getting ready to move on real quick, but let's
I'm
not
not going to
forget.
move on.
Okay, let's not forget in that moment. Remember what he did. Remember he came out on one of those a couple of different podcasts saying that there had been like 8. Huh?
I just wanted to finish real quick. Let me just show you, Shady, because it's also important. Let's view post activity. I'm just trying to show you guys in one fell swoop segment. Dan Bongino also liked that post. Go ahead. Sorry. Just wanted to finish.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just wanted to finish because it's important that I'm trying to show you that we're on the right side of the page now. So is Dan Bongino. Remember, Dan liked Flynn until he came out of the FBI. What does that tell you, Shady?
It tells you that he saw what was the truth.
Yeah. Imagine that. Wow. All right. Wow. I just wanted to finish that be real quick. And there was another one that he liked of yours, Shady?
Yeah, there were two. Two of them. Yep.
Two. And I had one others as well. So that's from both of us, 5 posts liked by Dan Bongino.
Both regarding Flynn.
Both?
Well, one of them was regarding Patrick Byrne moving weed from California to Florida. Mm-hmm. Probably nothing that he told us that they put hundreds of pounds of weed on the plane and bring it from a place they pay $12 for it and bring it over here and sell it for a few thousand.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
probably
crazy.
not trafficking. Well, that's the post that I made, and Bongino liked that post. And then I made the post yesterday saying that there's a lot more of these community notes where that one came from, because Flynn got community noted on his answer to those posts saying that he doesn't take foreign money. And then there's a community note saying, no, yes, he does take foreign money. And as a matter of fact, he's taking foreign money from what could be easily perceived as adversaries to the United States in war currently with Iran.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big deal. It's a big deal to see these people pushing floor. And remember, Jeff, back in World War II, we were so freaked out about foreign influence. We went around and we rounded up a bunch of Japanese human beings that were Americans and we put them in camps. We did that because we were afraid of their traitorous activities. But we're going to just let this fly? This seems a little bit more dangerous to me.
Mm-hmm. Mike Flynn was always a fraud, guys. He was not persecuted. He wasn't targeted for telling the truth, guys. He's part of it.
He wasn't targeted at all for telling the truth.
He was part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we come up with. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff here. Look at this. The Middle East Marshall Plan. Like, people don't even know about this yet. Okay? We're way ahead. When did I post this, Shady? 2024. You guys understand what he did there? I mean, this guy is not who you think he is. And I'm glad that we were able to get the cojones and covered by President Trump on 8/8/2023 to go forward on exposing this guy.
What I was getting ready to say a second ago was that during that time where Flynn was raising money like that, talking about the Jack Smith subpoenas, he had come on multiple podcasts and he had said that there had been 8 subpoenas that he had to answer to within the last couple of days. Where are those cases? Where are those subpoenas? What is that connected to? It was a complete and absolute disgusting lie. It was a lie so that he could raise more money, acting like that they were coming after him. His case has already been pushed out. He'd already been pardoned. There was no subpoenas. There was not anything whatsoever. The only thing that came at him was the stuff for the J6 committee that he had already dealt with, that he had already went and pled the fifth. His eyebrows bounced around the room. They had to fix the ceiling tiles in that conference room because his eyebrows kept bouncing on the ceiling tiles and knocking the ceiling tiles off. It was the craziest thing, but he kept saying, I plead the fifth. He was like Fauci on steroids in there. Very interesting that he was able to have a pardon and plead the fifth, just like Fauci was able to have a pardon and plead the fifth.
That's right.
Interesting dynamics.
Yeah, really interesting.
He was raising money, acting like he was being targeted for subpoenas that weren't existing. Meanwhile, they were raiding Mar-a-Lago and actually raking all the Trump officials over the coals.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Flynn was taking the money. Just like MAGA Coalition was taking the money. Jeff, it's just interesting that it connects back to Ann Vandersteel's husband that started MAGA Coalition and the way that Q called out directly MAGA Coalition for taking in donations and not helping MAGA.
Yeah.
Might be a pattern.
We're seeing it.
I see a pattern.
And, guys, it's very interesting, guys. You've got to understand that the Q was actually calling these guys out. Especially that one Q post, Shady Groove, that goes, how does it go? It goes, FBI chain of command mid-year, HRC email, FBI chain of command, FISA, Russia, POTUS, Flynn, Stone, Papadopoulos, Manafort, CIA Bridge, Brennan, Intel. The same Strzok, Page, McCabe orbit that protected Hillary and ran Russia FISA ops, Flynn and Stone are listed as targets of that chain of command and not as pure white hats, guys. Okay, that's not a white hat. It's continuing. They're continuing the same corrupt players. It's crazy. It's not a free pass for the dirty trickster or the Flynn-network grift, Shady.
Fantasy land, Jeff. They're living in fantasy land, and they're coming out to tell you, Marjorie Taylor Greene and these people that are, the Brian Cates of the world or Badlands Media or Thomas Massey, all these people are in the same boat. They're fighting against what Donald Trump is trying to implement. They want you to be confused. And so they say that they're fighting against you for all these different reasons because they have to make something sound better than we're fighting Donald Trump and we're fighting MAGA. That doesn't sound good. That's bad optics, Jeff. You don't say you're fighting MAGA. You say you're fighting with MAGA.
Yeah.
And then you undermine them at every turn.
By the way, what a great race this weekend, Shady.
Man, I know. You almost beat me, but I at the last minute I snuck across the finish line.
Yeah. I could only drive 55
because of the restrictor plates that I had to put on. I had them put on Jeff's car, so he couldn't go over 55. I easily won that race. But to be fair, you were the first to see the moon. I
came in 17th.
You were the first to see the moon whenever we went to the moon, and it was one small keck. So,
and I didn't wear my red shoes this time.
You did not, no. But we could have embellished the meme.
Thank you, Joey Bag of Donuts. Appreciate that meme. That was really funny.
Are we having fun here or what?
Yeah.
Are you having a good time?
Yeah, I am.
Me too. Okay.
You guys having a good time?
You guys having a good time? I don't know. They might not be having a good time. I didn't see any 47s in the chat. I haven't seen a 17. I haven't seen them say something that we said that was good.
Thank you. They're not. They're just sitting there. We don't have chat even rolling.
They just talk to each other. I think. I don't even know if they're listening.
I don't think.
Let's do a test. What's the name of the MG show game?
Yeah.
Oh, here comes. Oh, now they're like
now they're
trying to make up
47.
for it.
Oh yeah,
they're trying to
I
make
see.
up.
And
for
Liberty
it. Like
Warriors
doing
naked.
Yeah, they're pretending like they were doing it the whole time.
Yeah,
they're like,
I mean,
yeah, we're here, guys. Oh, don't worry, keep going.
Yeah, Liberty Warrior comes streaking across the screen with a 47, and so does Susan. Susan, why are you guys running around naked?
Help a lady out.
They need red castles, guys. They do. All right, so let's go ahead and do this real quick. It's Neutronics Labs, Shady. It's very amazing, guys. It's the Man's Edge, and it's right here. This is the website, Man's Edge Neutronics Labs. It's a testosterone booster, but it supports your immune system, your fat burn, your muscle building, your joint health. It improves. It improves sleep. I get really good sleep right now, Shady Grove. I needed it because I had a bad week the week before. But it also helps your joint health. It improves the sleep. It combats your stress and your cortisol level. It boosts your energy and libido, Shady. I mean, what's not? What's good? That's good, right?
That is good.
That's good.
Very good.
And then what you want to do is you want to go to Neutronics, Nutronics, neutronicslabs.com/MG for 50% off with auto ship and a platinum bottle of IGF-1. It's amazing, guys. You're going to want to take that combo. I take it now 3 times a day. And it's if you get that, so if you get the Neutronics Labs/MG and use code MG Show, you'll get that 50% off with an auto ship and a platinum bottle of the IGF-1 completely free of charge. Plus, you'll get an extra 10% off when you use that code MG. And Shady, I was let me just go here real quick. Let me go here. But this is me, Shady Grove. Happy Friday.
Yes, it is.
Getting scanny, Shady.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Yeah.
How does that stuff? How does it do with helping you tolerate Shady?
It doesn't.
It doesn't help.
I need to get
not even a little bit. Like you could take a little extra, and it might
They've got a deer antler Shady extract that we're going to try using, and they're going to try to help me out with you.
And it's like a test, and then that way we could see if the audience. So if it helps you, it'd probably help the audience too, right? Like
it might help you tolerate.
You can
Shady
adjust
more.
the rant just a little bit easier. Thank you so much for your support for Neutronics.
Yeah, guys, thank you. And they want to do again another ad round, guys. So thank you. We just need to get the video over there. We got it done, and we just need the new link so they can okay it. So we'll do that as well. But thank you, Neutronics Labs. They've been a very good sponsor to our show, Shady. And I thought it was really interesting because I posted that picture on Facebook too, but on X, and I just said Happy Friday, right? And then the White House rapid response came out and said have a great weekend, which was pretty interesting to me. I thought that was like, wow. So I said this. I said Happy Friday X, right there. And then they said, have a great weekend, Patriots.
We will.
We will, and we did. God bless you all.
Yeah, is the next one here? When's the next one?
The next one.
Weekend. Oh, it's Monday. I got ahead.
I mean,
I had such a good time. What?
I don't know.
Why you got to act like that towards me, man? I like the weekend. It's okay.
I want.
They don't like the weekend. They say we're not on the air. You know what I hear over the weekend? I hear, why aren't you guys on the air on Saturday and Sunday? Because, man, give us.
Oh, by the way, you think we have technical difficulties? Look at CNN. Check it out. CNN just had some technical difficulties. Look at.
What the hell?
Yeah, look at that.
That's a little bit hard to watch.
Uh-huh.
Is there a code in there?
At 12:28 p.m. Wow.
That's a bit hard to watch. That seems scrambled.
So CNN feed was broken, right? Media company was having technical issues with audio and video.
Well, it would probably be better content than their normal selected scheduled programming. I mean, I would almost sit there and watch what you were just showing.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
Better. Yeah, or just turn on the MG show and have freezing problems.
Oh, you really should. Or just turn on MG radio, or you could go to the arcade. You could go to the website. You could go do some digging. You could go help by donating to the show and supporting your favorite podcaster. Listen, We're working on getting better than number 6. You think we're satisfied with number 6 MAGA out of a million podcasts? We're not leaning into this enough, by the way. With your help, we're going to move up the list, okay? But we have to have your help and your support out there. Come on, we keep us on air.
Yeah, keep us on air. Let's go to Dan Bongino today. So this is him directly also talking about it today. Check it out.
Folks, we don't take foreign money for influence campaigns. Okay? Sorry, it's really easy. You can just put that out there. However, if you were following me on X this weekend and the absolute Dan Bongino crash out last week, right? We were trending pretty much every single day. I had this this person who a lot of us reach out to me this weekend, but like, man, dude, you're like a magnet. And I said, and they said, I think I know why. And I said, let me hear your explanation. And I said, if it agrees with mine, I'll tell you. The reason the crash out is happening now every day is, again, the primary season is now ended. And all of these foreign influence campaigns and doomers and pillars got absolutely smoked. Sooner or later, if you're going to try to raise money from whatever it is, donors, foreign governments, or elsewhere, you have to show some political power. They didn't. They got crushed in every single primary and got crushed badly. Incumbents went down, new fresh faces went down. They got crushed. So given that I was the first kind of big name to exit the Trump administration, their effort to take the Trump administration down needed a face. The face was me because I was number one, a lot of their competitors, which they didn't like in the first place, in the content creation space, whatever you want to influence or whatever it may be. Second, we had an unbelievable record to run on. Crime getting crushed, all the public corruption cases, like I told you, BLM, Antifa, SPLC, the Bolton case, all this other stuff. We had, I got more to talk about today. The Nothing is Happening file, which became a joke. They got humiliated. So I was the face, the tip of the spear of their effort to make sure anyone who came out of the Trump administration that, because you don't want to take on Donald Trump directly, some of them started to do that now, actually, too. They had to make sure that their preferred candidate 2028 would get ahead and a candidate of some foreign governments. So everyone who comes out is going to be subjected to this same nothing happened, all this other stuff. That's the only reason. The good news is this show just continues to kick ass and take names, and it's kind of blowing up in their faces. Folks, their MO is the same every time, though, these influence campaigns. It's the exact same thing. Put out some interview with a doomer, Ronald McDonald, whoever it is, about how nothing happened, everybody sucks. We fight back. They cry and whine and claim victim. I saw it this weekend. Dan Bongino attacked the J6ers. Really? That's interesting. That's fascinating. This is all just made up nonsense. There are people upset because they don't like other people I tend to associate. I like Scott Pressler. I have him on the show. The other guy's just upset about it. That's it. You saw Alex this weekend lose his mind again. These guys just can't stop. They can't control themselves. It's got nothing to do with anything other than a pure hatred for the administration disguised as this victim card. Oh my gosh, look at me, poor me. The division. All they do is talk about doom and gloom, and it drives them crazy. Folks, listen, we were the first out. Again, these people there's a bizarre boiling bunny obsession. It happens. But I'm just encouraging you, as you saw back and forth with some of the exchanges I had on X, look them up. People telling you they're not taking money or their operations haven't taken money from foreign governments. Many of them are just straight up lying to you. Sorry, but it's true. I know that's tough for you to take.
Flynn-network.
Flynn-network, guys. InfoWar, Flynn-network. It's all there. Roger Stone is included in that, Dan. Just wait till you find that out. And maybe he already knows. I don't know. But, that's who they're trying to protect, guys, is Roger Stone. They can, take one for the team to have another one rise. But, Dan, you are not the first one, but you're the first big influencer. I would call him a big influencer, wouldn't you, Shady? I mean, I don't know what you would call him. But this show has been calling out since 8/8/2023, along with President Donald J. Trump, side by side, Shady.
That's 100% correct. And it really matters for people to start seeing it, because remember, we talk about that only 10% of Americans are inside of Twitter. Well, it doesn't mean that all of the 10% agree with these idiots. Only about 3% of the people inside Twitter agree with these foolish numbnuts, which means that's like 0.7%. Effectively, this group that's advocating for Flynn are equal to the group that advocates for trans rights. It's about the same amount proportion in the population.
Yeah, it's pretty
0.2.
And remember, where psyops go to die, MG show, guys, right here, right now. Let's go see what's going on over here. Let's see. This is
Theodore.
Let's see if he's here.
Alvin!
Live. Okay, there he is. Should we say
he's
hi?
like watching clips and asking his fans about what they think.
Here we go. Come to the MG show. You ready? You ready? You guys ready?
Hit him!
Hit it!
Hit him with a horn!
Na, 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 let's see.
There you go. That should.
Is he frozen? Let me see. This is how you fix frozen, guys. You just go back a little bit.
Schumer and the others for
and then you hit live again.
Doing favors for
it's 10. We're live.
That's how you fix frozen. Okay, guys? Did I just teach you something?
You taught him.
Oh, they removed it by the moderator. Look at, they removed it.
And then they were covering.
What a loser.
Any decent American.
Of course they removed it.
The answer to those three questions.
And now I've been muted by the creator.
Maybe.
Right. There you go. Thank you.
And we're off.
Thank you, Mr. Chipmunk. Where psyops go to die right here on the MG show. We'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
The MG show. Where psyops go to die.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20% and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, it's Jeffrey Peterson and Shannon Townsend with the MG Show. We are under relentless attack by the mainstream media. They've got our PayPal, our Patreon, our YouTube, our everything, you name it. We are under attack. We need your help.
Our request is for you to get involved and support independent patriot journalism here in this critical battle that we are in for America. Please jump on over and support us right here on Give, Send, Go.
MyPillow's second annual mega sale is finally here. Get our patented premium MyPillows that adjust to your exact individual needs to give you the best sleep of your life.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
Now for the lowest price ever. Kings, $19.98. Queens, only $18.98. And Giza Dream bed sheets, the best sheets in history, for as low as $29.98. Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets, towels that actually dry you. What a concept. Now only $39.98. And our made in the USA mattresses and mattress toppers as low as $99.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But that's not all. Order right now and we'll ship your order absolutely free. The MG Show. Where psyops go to die.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it's true. You heard correctly. This summer, the Q Lounge Live returns to the airwaves every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Hello, I'm your host, Shannon Townsend, a.k.a. Shady Groove, and we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to be taking your calls. We are going to be following your wonderful president. We are going to be standing in the gap. We are going to go places where the conspiracy theorists tell you that you're not allowed to go. We are going to uncover the truth and follow along as Donald Trump has his way with all of these people that he stood up a long time ago and told us that he was going to. Well, it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening every single day, and we're going to keep you updated with a weekly show. Get ready, get your friends, show up. That's right, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Join me there right here on the MG Show channel on Rumble. God bless you and God bless America.
Smash that like for the MG Show. Subscribe.
America, the truth and you.
Muskets in the rain, they stood against the crown, say the people will remain. 250 winners, we're in the same old fight again. Kings and earthly masters keep on trying to unwrap the pen. They built a place where free men could dig out the buried light. Well, truth ain't owned by power, and in the night began to turn the light. America, the truth in you, the fire that they never could subdue. Cooper gave the midnight warning to start a storm that Trump rode through. Now Matrix and shady, keep the signal burning true. America, the truth and you. They hung the lanterns higher when the shadows got too thick. They called out every false flag inside every media trick. The ones who paid the price so the rest of us could see that liberty, it ain't free, and never it will be. And now the seekers, they walk the dusty old roads looking for ones who speak, the ones who never sold the truth for comfort or to cheat. America, the truth in you, the fire that they never could subdue. Cooper gave the midnight warning to start a storm that Trump rode through. Matrix and shady, keep the signal burning true. America, the truth and you, yeah. signal burning true. America, the truth in you. Keep the signal burning true. America, the truth in you.
Wow. America, the truth, and you, guys. Shady Groove, great song, brother. Love it. I had the vision of the video of you driving and singing, listening to MG radio. And we're rocking and rolling through the beautiful country that is America, Shady Groove.
The beautiful country that we're fighting to protect, the people of this country that stand up for what it means for this country to exist. We don't expect everybody to stand up for the country. We don't expect everybody can. We don't expect everybody to understand how, but we do expect the majority of people to stand up for the country. And I think that whenever what we witnessed during the COVID years gave everybody a stark, deep, dark look into the underbelly of what it is that the American fabric really looks like whenever people tried to tear it apart. And unfortunately, we got a look that was a little bit nerve-wracking. And so how do we fix it? We do better tomorrow than we did yesterday. That's all we can do. We can do that, though. And I see that that's happening. I see the momentum building, not just within our movement or within MAGA. I see the momentum building for people to recognize that it's easy to come to a conversation and to stand up against communism, okay? That's not a heavy lift. We can all easily do that if the conversation is properly oriented. And I'm going to tip my hat to President Trump for getting us here, because that was no easy lift.
Amen to that, man. Wow. You know,
look at it, man. Like, look at what we're able to do here. You think that all these people, they act like Trump is this and Trump is that or whatever, or Trump is the Nazis or Trump is the fascists. Well, let me tell you something, you bunch of bloated idiots. If Trump were a fascist, or if Trump were any of the things that you say he is, you wouldn't exist. You know why? Because he has the ability and the power to eradicate you, to eliminate you from the playing field. Any single one of you, if this man wanted you gone, you'd be gone. Do you recognize that? You're here because he let you stay. Like the mob, dude. You got to look at it like the mob. Like you're here because he believes in America. If Donald Trump didn't believe in America, you'd be gone.
It's amazing, guys. So, pretty interesting, guys. I don't think people realize this show has talked about economics, right? And a lot of the Q posts are about economics, with the movies, like speed and, how long it takes to get a transfer through on the Federal Reserve, and they made it quicker and blah, blah, blah. So we have a post here by the Rapid Response. We are now entering the end game. At the dawn breaks an economic D-Day, the single greatest financial offensive ever marshaled against an adversary. D-Day, patriots. We will have our country back. Q+. Now, what does that mean, Shady? Who's the guy that sent $1.7 billion to Iran? Obama. Who are the countries and the intel agencies that propped up these mullahs to get a nuclear weapon, to create a fake boogeyman? This is a direct attack on the entire deep state that is against President Donald J. Trump. Shady.
We're taking every single dime, sir. We won't leave any crumb on the table. You know what happens whenever the rat won't cooperate? You starve his ass out. So that's exactly what we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to starve them out. They thought that they could play Trump for a fool. They thought that they could play a long game. They thought that he was kidding. They thought that they had the upper hand. Well, guess what, sir? I think that today starts the day that the upper hand gets shown, that the cards get shown, and you get to really see what it means when America does the proper thing with the Patriot Act. You see, the Patriot Act was implemented so that America could be undermined in the long run. They never thought for a moment that a real president would use the Patriot Act to take out the network that they have been able to build to enslave the planet to their system. Well, guess what? Unfortunately for them, sir, looks like it's starting today.
Yeah. I want to thank Cram. Thank you. I want to thank G Brothers. And again, Cupid's Cowgirl. Thank you so much. $10. And you gave some subscriptions to the MG show because this show has all real red castles. I went to the other show. There was barely any red castles in the other show. Way to stand up for your boy, guys. Cupid's Cowgirl says, God bless America. $10 Rumble rant. God bless you. We wouldn't be here without you. You're a big part of that. Thank you so much. We love you. Wow, guys. All right. So D-Day, game over, guys, okay? And this is not just Iran. This is the entire system that is around supporting Iran, okay? So let's think about that. So you've got every dollar, Shady, every plane full of cash, every sanctioned loophole ran through the strait, guys. The same deep state pipelines that protected the Iran deal, okay? This is huge. This is the JCPOA architects, guys. The money launderers. This is the money launderers who sit in the shadows. Hitting Iran's economic and military spine is hitting the same people who sold America out for decades. America is for sale no more.
And not only is America for sale, but the diplomacy and the foreign policy and the way that the foreign policy is going to go on planet Earth isn't for debate anymore. I think that's even bigger. You know, you just touched on something there. Like, think about that. The way that the whole world is formed and the whole, quote, world order is functioning is changing. This thing that's going on right now with the Strait, I know we're going to move into this, but this thing that's going on right now with the Strait, where they've been like, what have they been doing? They've been like trying to stop the ships and saying, oh, the ships can't go. Oh, we're going to like shoot at the ships. You know what we've been doing? We've been building pipelines. There's like 4 different pipelines that are going out of that area, whether it be Qatar or Oman or a number of other United Arab Emirates, all of these that are on the opposite side of the shore of Iran. They're building pipelines through Iraq out to the Black Sea and to the Mediterranean to get the oil onto the high seas in a different way. So effectively, another way we're implementing a process to make the Strait of Hormuz less valuable.
So who's been protecting Iran? Did France help us?
Nope.
Did London, England help us? UK?
No, sir.
At first they did not, right? Did Italy help us?
Nope.
Do you think these are the same deep state actors that are making money off Iran?
Did South Korea help us?
No.
Oh, you don't think that they're shipping any electronics into Iran?
That's right.
Like the Philippines? Huh. Did they help us? Nope.
Renault. It was a Q post on guard. All right. What was the big oil? Total SA. Yeah. French multinational oil company. They want Iran to succeed. So does Tucker. So does Alex Jones.
But what we've been saying is something different, isn't it? What this show has been reporting to you is that there's going to come a time where we are going to stop them from being able to do business with Iran, whether it be France, whether it be Germany, whether it be Italy, whether it be the Philippines, whether it be Japan, whether it be South Korea. All these people that have been doing business with Iran are propping up the mullahs. So it looks to me, Jeff, like the Q post that told us that we were going to eliminate the threat and isolate them financially is catching up to us.
Strings cut. Economic D-Day. Q said D-Day, Patriots. We will have our country back. Q plus. Q said it, guys. Okay? Trump is executing the economic D-Day now, and the cascade goes all the way up. Nothing is random, Shady. Nothing is coincidence. Here's live Secretary Bessent. Check it out. Ready?
I am. The sauce that proves the dig.
Good afternoon. Today, at President Trump's direction, the United States Treasury has begun Operation Economic Outcast, an unprecedented campaign against the Islamic Republic of Iran and its enablers. In the Second World War, D-Day marked the historic beginning of a campaign with our allies to target and drive the enemy from its positions, including those in third countries. Today, in that same spirit, we are launching an economic onslaught against Iran's financial connections around the globe. Our objective is to sever every economic lifeline
worldwide
that sustains this tyrannical regime until Tehran stands alone. Iran's fanatics devote themselves to death to America and seek nuclear weapons to do just that. They have murdered and maimed more of our citizens and service members than any other terrorist regime on earth. And they have been at war against America, their neighbors in the Gulf, and much of the world for 47 years. President Trump has taken action that his predecessors have long deferred. And under his leadership, America is no longer managing the Iranian threat. We are ending it. Our great armed forces have laid the groundwork for achieving the president's objective of preventing Iran from ever obtaining nuclear weapons. They have shown America's resolve to finally end this threat. And the strength of America's economy under President Trump allows us to wage this sustained financial operation alongside the might of our military. Iran now faces a very clear choice with only two paths before them: complete global isolation and a subsistence economy, or a path back to normalcy with an opportunity to rejoin the global economy. Today, we are launching Operation Economic Outcast to foreclose every other option available to the Iranian regime. Treasury has mapped every node, every facilitator, and every network that Iran has used to smuggle oil and evade sanctions. Beginning today, the actions of Treasury and other agencies will tighten the noose and block every potential source of revenue that funds the IRGC and the evil Iranian regime. We are enforcing a zero leakage approach. There will be no minimal breathing space for the regime to rebuild its capacity to inflict terror against America and the world. The final refuge of this regime is the mistaken conclusion of nations that still finance the Iranian threat in the hopes of evading it. It is no longer acceptable to operate in the gray spaces of this conflict. Countries cannot claim they are blind to enabling this activity. Iran's enablers purchase, transport its petroleum. They facilitate the flow of its finances through exchange houses and free trade zones. They welcome Iran's flights and maintain registries on its behalf. They turn a blind eye to seaborne fuel transfers and overland transits. They condone illicit use of their banks, all the while concealing the extent of their complicity. The president is making phone calls to world leaders with specific requests to cease their interactions with the regime. We are already seeing results. Over the weekend, comments from Iranian leadership clearly acknowledged the effect of this campaign, and nations that facilitate any interactions with the regime should quickly heed our message. Those who stand with the United States will reap the rewards of our partnership. Those who tether themselves to the Iranian regime should expect to share in the isolation of a withering regime. Teams from Treasury, State, and the U.S. military are now meeting with their global counterparts to tell them that the United States expects action. Every country has a defined timeline to shut down activities we have identified. If they do not take action, we will do so unilaterally through Treasury authorities. For example, every branch of Bank Melay must be shuttered and dark. And let me be clear, any entity that facilitates money laundering on behalf of Iran will be removed from the U.S. dollar system. The clock just started ticking. The new sectoral sanctions determinations issued today target 5 of Iran's most vital lifelines that it exploits in other countries: digital assets, technology, gold, aviation, and shipping. These measures broaden secondary sanctions risk for anyone foolish enough to continue conducting business with this regime, and will accelerate the speed with which we pursue them. As I speak, Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control is also sanctioning over 60 entities, individuals, and vessels around the world that enable the Iranian regime to procure illicit nuclear and missile technology, conduct cyber operations, and generate oil revenue. This is a sustained campaign to collapse every last option for Iran. Let there be no ambiguity as to the position of the United States. An economic engagement of any kind with this murderous regime will expose those responsible to the full reach of American power. For decades, this regime has drawn strength from a calculus that regards Iranian retaliation as certain and American enforcement as negotiable. Under President Trump, that era is over. To the ordinary soldiers supporting this regime, as more and more of your paychecks stop or are supposedly just delayed, ask whether your commanders are leading your country to triumph or to ruin. And recall that the Berlin Wall fell when ordinary soldiers decided not to shoot at their own people. And to those who enable Tehran, do not discount the cost of testing Washington's resolve. No nation should expect to enjoy the rewards of our system while helping those who seek to destroy it. It is now a time for world leaders to make a decision between prosperity and isolation, peace and terror, America and Iran. The campaign we begin today will gather force with every day that follows, and it will not end until this regime stands alone. With that, I welcome your questions.
Okay. Can you say, wow? This is huge. I can't wait to get to the questions, but I love this guy. This guy is talking like I want to talk years ago, Shady. If you're in bed with the enemy, you're going to lose. It's very simple. It's not rocket science either. Q posted about America is no longer for sale, okay? It pointed us to Total SA. It pointed us to Renault. These are French companies. They're working with Iran. That's why they didn't help us. It's not rocket science, guys. Now we are going full bore. And not only is it's the rogue military intelligence and rogue intelligence agency, Shady Group. It's all here. They're all being dismantled. This is where the deep state is, Shady.
This is amazing. I'm working on that. I'm going to get some stats for you here in just a second. This is 111, 117, whatever number you want to use, 147% what it is that you all voted for, what it is that we set in motion a decade ago to push forward on the reality that these people, they call themselves globalists, hide behind a system of control as they pretend like that their system of control is an ad hoc as it goes type of reality that we live on. It is not an ad hoc how it goes. They are intentionally manipulating us and pushing us in a direction that doesn't serve our interest, and they've been doing this for decades as they tell us that, we can't do anything about it. We can't do anything about it. There's nothing that can be done. Iran is Iran. Well, now, what do you think? Just like they told us they couldn't do anything about the border, Jeff. Well, nobody's coming into the border. They told us we couldn't do anything about foreign goods. Well, we stopped the foreign goods from coming in. They told us
manufacturing back. Obama even said it.
They said we couldn't do anything about foreign drugs. Well, we did something about it. Now they said we couldn't do anything about Iran because Iran could threaten us, and then we go in there and we obliterate the threat, and they still act like we're somehow subservient to them. There might be a narrative in play, ladies and gentlemen, and Scott Bessent and the administration, they are at their wits' end, And I think it was pretty clear how in sync he was with the MG show right there.
Wow.
That's stunning.
Wow. Stella says she's going to cry happy tears, all naked, by the way. She doesn't have a red castle.
Da, da, da.
Tell ya. Help us out, guys. All right, so let's do this. So Besant is going to take questions from the reeing, controlled by the deep state media, Shady.
Oh, this should be fun.
David from Reuters.
Hi, thanks, Secretary. One of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal is the ability to impose secondary sanctions on banks and financial institutions that facilitate transactions for Iran. Chinese banks have often been talked about being targeted, but we don't see any of those institutions targeted here. Is that something that is coming in this campaign, or is the very delicate trade truce with China something that could prohibit you from going that far and taking that very big step?
We want to make clear here today that no one is above the reach of U.S. sanctions. That if they facilitate transactions and are part of the ecosystem that turns Iranian oil into money, into repression, they will be targeted. We find that the best way to engage with countries is through quiet diplomacy, and we are level setting with every country to tell them our expectations. We know who they are, they know who they are, so when the hammer of U.S. Treasury actions falls upon them, they will have no one to blame but themselves. So, Richard from CBS.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You said the president is calling world leaders with specific asks and that there is a defined timeline. Who is he calling and what are the asks?
We're not going to name names. That we've already seen some results, and that I am confident the president, as you all know, is quite persuasive, and we are following his calls up with calls from visits and calls from the State Department and from the U.S. Treasury, expecting them, or telling the leaders and the countries and the entities exactly what we expect and the timelines. And I would expect that very quickly, if they do not respond, then you will see the ramifications of their actions.
Can you say how far the timelines are?
Again, I'm not going to set timelines, but we do not have infinite patience here. Jennifer?
Thank you so much, Mr. Secretary. Jennifer Schonberger with Yahoo Finance. You just said moments ago that no one is above U.S. sanctions. What specific secondary sanctions or penalties is Treasury prepared to levy against Chinese banks and shipping firms if they do not comply? And then secondly, as you look to take these unprecedented sanctions, you've also said that as the Iran conflict fades and oil prices recede, that will help bring down long-term bond yields. In the meantime, you have mentioned your toolkit, and I'm curious if you are looking at reducing auction sizes for longer-term dated Treasury debt going forward, and what other actions you may consider from that toolkit.
Yeah, well, why don't we work backwards? We issued the quarterly refunding announcement 2.5 weeks ago. We are going to continue with our regular program of auctions, so you will be hearing from us again at the beginning of next quarter. In terms of, as I said, every country, every entity should know that they should be prepared to face U.S. sanctions. And no one is above this. We are going to hold everyone accountable.
No one.
And this is economic asphyxiation of this regime. And Jennifer, as I said, no one should test our resolve. So, Josh from New York Post.
You said you weren't going to name names, but there's been some reports that the United Arab Emirates is among some of the first nations to take seriously these words from the United States to cut off all business interactions with Iran. Is UAE leading the way in this respect?
I would think that the actions that they took last week were not coincident, but likely causal. And I would expect that we would see a broad array of countries taking similar actions as we continue our engagement. The UAE have been very good partners and have taken the brunt of the Iranian attacks in the Gulf. And what have these countries gotten over the years from appeasing Iran? They were subject to violent attacks. While we were bombing Iran, they were bombing them. So it shows that with this regime, appeasement does not work. And on the other side, with this regime, trying to buy appeasement will no longer work in the eyes of the United States of America. And I want to emphasize that we are spreading out across the world as we speak, that you will see a wave of sanctions when you leave this meeting today, and you should expect that cadence to continue. And I would expect that you will see a major announcement of a financial institution being sanctioned by the end of this week.
Wow.
Okay, Jeff, will you pause right there?
Wow, guys.
That is huge. And so he's being very, quote, diplomatic. So we don't have to be diplomatic here, do we, Jeff? We can be direct. We can give you
do whatever we want, right?
That's right.
On the MG shows.
That's right. Because we play music on MG radio because we can.
Yeah.
That's what. So let's look at the hard facts. Let's find some of that information. Let's let the information flow to the people. Total inflow estimates regarding Iran somewhere between 107 and 112 billion annually prior to the naval blockade. Total government budget revenue between 43 and 62 billion. Breakdown by sector, roughly 35 billion to 50 billion in petroleum, liquids, and natural gas. This is exports, roughly 8 to 12 billion in petrochemicals, plastics, and such. Category number 3 here, industry and mining, 4 to 6 billion. Agriculture and horticulture. This is exports from the country of Iran that other countries are buying their goods and services. Number 4, the 2 to 3.5 billion through agriculture. Oh yeah, agriculture and horticulture. But here's the breakdown, folks. When looking at who is paying Iran for the goods, the direct revenue streams floats. I wonder who Scott Bassett's talking to. We got to be diplomatic. A highly concentrated group of nations, according to recent trade data monitor tracking. The top entities importing directly from Iran are China, 14.5 billion. Iraq, neighbor, 10.5 billion. United Arab Emirates, ally, 7.5 billion. Turkey, quote, ally,
Flynn.
7 billion.
Flynn. Turkey.
Look at this.
Flynn.
Turkey, Flynn, right. Money flowing uphill. Pakistan, 2.4 billion. Oman, 1.8 billion. India, Russia. Say it isn't so, ladies and gentlemen.
JD, ask what bank could be. Spessant said that a bank could be. Ask him which one it could be sanctioned.
What? Okay, yeah. What bank
could be sanctioned? Let's see what Grok comes up with.
This is goofy. This is Google.
Okay, gotcha.
What bank could be sanctioned? I'm going to need an E in there. No, I don't think I got that right. That's wrong too.
Here we go. In the mind of Shady.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
Iran International Bank.
Foreign commercial banks operating in countries that continue to facilitate Iran trade, specifically with China, UAE, Oman, are facing high risk.
So I'm thinking like HSBC.
That's what I was originally thinking whenever he said it. China Commercial Bank, U.S. Treasury issuing explicit warning letters. At least 2 unnamed China banks. One of them has to be HSBC.
Well, it's Japanese, I think. Isn't HSBC Japanese?
Oh, is it? I thought it was Chinese. Court Iranian bank shadow banking crackdown. Here's some information about Shahar Bank, Bank Mali, regional exchange networks. We're just trying to we're right here in real time looking at this, guys.
Ask again. How about any mainstream American banks? Ask about that.
Bank.
Wow, this is amazing, guys.
Large U.S. banking firms cannot be sanctioned in the traditional sense because it's still saying sanctions. It's not recognizing that he spoke about something right there. I can maybe dig in on that a little bit more while we're going on.
Okay, all right. Well, let's go back to Scott Bessent's finishing up this amazing boom of a boom. This is your economic D-Day. Q said it. Actually, Q Plus said it. And we're watching it happen now. We will have our country back, guys. And this is how you do it. This is how you decimate the deep state, Shady, right?
This is how you end the clown's global operation intelligence game. This is how you really end the trafficking. Not pretend like you're fighting the trafficking like General Flynn does. Instead, you give the money back to the traffickers. No. We're talking about ending the trafficking.
Yeah. Wow. Kilburn, welcome into the show, my friend. And we're going to go back to Scott Bessent because we are watching a major Q-proof in action. D-Day, Patriots. Wow.
D-Day unfolds on MG Show Live.
Woo!
Yep. No. Are you? No. I'm looking for Samira from Sky.
Al Jazeera, and what did you do to them again?
No. Hi.
Does the United States and President Trump still want Canada to become a state? He did say that they're getting all the benefits of being a state without being one.
I think he would like Canada to come to the table and negotiate in good faith. They were offered quite a good deal last week. They chose to reject it. Unfortunately, Prime Minister Carney rose to power on an anti-American, anti-Trump platform. I believe he was more than 20 points behind, and he seems to have gone back to his old playbook. And I think one has to ask oneself: is he trying to benefit himself, the Liberal Party, or the Canadian people? Because they were offered a very good job. So, yep, you.
Thank you to Secretary Bessent. If I could shift to bond yields quickly. We saw them tick down today after some turbulence and going up last week. Can you tell us if there's any possibility that there will be more bond buybacks anytime soon?
Again, we haven't bought a single bond yet. The next time we have an operation is September 9th. So we will see on September 9th. All right. One more. Let's see. You in the front.
You described this as an economic D-Day, but D-Day wasn't a threat of an invasion, and the U.S. didn't give a timeline to Germany. So why not impose the sanctions today?
Well, we are giving everyone the opportunity to remedy bad behavior. Why would I want to blow up the global financial system? We believe that it is important to level set and give people a cure period, but they should know that that will move very quickly and that we are serious. Secondary sanctions are a very powerful tool, and we here at Treasury, this is Gene Lang, the acting Undersecretary for Terrorism Finance, and in the Terrorism Finance Department and at OFAC, the reason we are able to use secondary sanctions is because we do not take their use lightly. So we believe that a warning shot and a level set of expectations is appropriate. And if people do not want to meet our expectations, then we expect, and they should expect, that they will leave the dollar system. Okay? Thank you all.
Why not take these actions 6 months ago? Is this an acknowledgement
Go out. The economy will fail.
Is this an acknowledgement that the war can't be done militarily?
Wow, guys.
They're being threatened. So that threat right there, and if you didn't pick up on that effectively said through what so many words, You are either going to go along with what we're doing or your economy will be ruined. Germany, France, Italy, South Korea, China, all of you, Turkey, all of you people that are out there like reaping the reward from a country that is decimating, saying they're going to destroy Israel, saying they're going to destroy the West, attacking all U.S. Forces around the world, having killed more U.S. forces than any other single entity on earth. As we were there protecting these countries, by the way, let's not forget that we're in the region protecting you, and you're undermining us by selling and taking their goods and services and eating their freaking cheese. GFY, people, the game is over. The time for mamby-pamby talk is over, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the rubber meets the road, and they're all getting ready to get a real nice dose of American resolve coming right at your face.
Does do business
quickly.
Business.
B-I-D-N-E-S. Business.
So what we're going to learn is a lot of other things, I believe, as well, because I think, let me just see what's happening. I think, and I'm searching for it right now, checking trade relations. No. Okay. Never mind. Anyways, we're going to see some big things. We're going to see banks sanctioned, and they must be foreign from what we learned now. Shanghai is HSBC, Hong Kong, Shady. So
yes, sir. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Thank you. I just wanted to.
You were kind of missed because HSBC existed before Hong Kong was reabsorbed back into China. So that's the distinction that you were probably remembering. Yeah.
And HSBC is the bank that they used in Mexico, guys. I did a lot of business there.
But that's the bank that they use to bring in fentanyl precursors and sell stuff on the dark web and get massive amounts of crypto for ghost ships.
And I'd like to just game over. Thank you for playing.
Would you like to play a game?
Wow. All right, Shady, I want to go to real quick, too, because it's very important for us to watch this, especially everybody hating on this guy right now. We're going to, President Trump, because, Flynn, you're doing Mark Levin. So Flynn wasn't posted by President Trump, was he? Mark Levin was. Let me just go to it real quick. This is it right here. So this is Mark Levin right here. These blue states are sabotaging you, okay? There it is there. And then you've got Donald Trump reposted this as well, saying that Mark Levin just laid it out clearly. Trump is cutting and reviewing regulations to restore American energy independence, put more money in people's paychecks, and make homeownership attainable again, while still looking out for the environment and American workers. Blue state governors, Shady, are sabotaging that progress, okay? Blue state governors are sabotaging that progress every chance they get. Democrats claim that he's focused on affordability, that they're focused on affordability, and I got the whole thing here, that he's not focused on affordability. He's all about affordability. They're just furious he's delivering it. Stop listening to the liberal media and your blue state governors. Do your own research. The Democrats have been the reason we can't have nice things, Shady.
That is exactly the reason that we can't have nice things. And it's not just because they are who they are. It's because they literally say that you're not allowed to have nice things. You can't have any meat. You can't have any air conditioning. You can't have any peace and quiet whenever you go out have yourself a dinner. I mean, you can't even, think about what they're telling us. They're telling us that we're not even allowed to think for ourselves, guys. We got to listen to what they say that we have to think. Don't you get it?
Yeah, it's amazing. So let's go to watch a little bit of this. Donald J. Trump did repost this, and that's why we are watching it today. Shady Grove, are you ready?
Yes. Let's play a clip, and then we'll go ask the audience how they feel about it.
And this is Life, Liberty, and Levin Saturday. Welcome to the program.
See what I did there?
I'm going to do something a little differently this evening. I want to talk about the state of the nation, because we hear a lot of negativity. The United States and this administration does not get the credit it deserves. In fact, as I went through the news this evening, I looked at everything. They try to humiliate and embarrass the administration. They're trying to look for, negative issues. They're trying to look for scandals, but they're not reporting the news. I want to talk about something that matters to you. How are we doing in this country? You know, for matters that affect you directly. We hear about affordability, but then they drop it. Well, I don't want to drop it. I want to talk about it. Under this president, a year and a half in office in his second term, salary increases and take-home pay are rising faster than consumer price inflation, which is way down. The annual inflation rate stabilized and cooled slightly to 3.4% in July of this year, down from 3.5%. Now think about that, 3.4, 3.5. You know, those are rates that we haven't had since the first Trump term, and before that, since like never. While price acceleration has flattened and month over month, consumer prices rose by a modest 0.1%. In other words, they didn't rise. Inflation rose to a 40-year peak of 9.1% in June 2022 under President Biden, averaging nearly 5% during his presidency. He also spent like a wild Marxist with that massive Inflation Reduction Act, which had nothing to do with inflation except caused inflation. It was trillions of dollars of needless spending. During President Trump's second term, inflation cooled significantly to an average of roughly 2.6 to 2.7%. That's incredible if you really think about it. Let's take a look at something else that matters to you. Home prices. Home prices have declined on an annual basis in more than half the country, reversing years of rapid increases and improving affordability for families and first-time buyers. Rent growth slowed by its lowest pace since President Trump's first term, with single-family rent growth hitting a record low. Income growth is now outpacing rent growth nationwide, returning the typical share of income spent on rent close to pre-pandemic levels. Have you ever heard this? Of course not. Got Maggie Haberman on CNN. She's into rumors and all. They all are, but they don't report the news. This is news. Orders for business equipment posted their largest surge in more than 6 years, while shipments of machinery and equipment also shattering expectations, strong signals of expanding industrial capacity. Initial jobless claims plunged to their lowest level since 1969, highlighting the exceptional strength of the labor market. Strong labor market, strong business investment. Inflation is almost non-existent. These are very, very important indicators of what's going on. What about gas prices, electricity prices, the availability of energy? The president has ramped up domestic fossil fuel and nuclear production. He has slashed so-called climate change rules. Here's some of his actions. Expanding production. He reopened federal lands and offshore areas to oil and gas leasing and drilling, while accelerating permitting timelines for new pipelines and refineries. Remember the prior administration, that regime, they couldn't block and sabotage and prevent enough energy production, could they? They hated it. We love it. For example, restrictions on drilling in parts of Alaska's 23.5 million acre National Petroleum Reserve were revoked. And also, the EPA issued a waiver to end summer blend smog restrictions ahead of the schedule, allowing cheaper fuel blends to enter the market sooner and increasing daily supply. Jones Act waivers. What's that? Well, the administration issued temporary 60-day waivers to the Jones Act to ease domestic shipping restrictions and streamline fuel distribution. You can see the effort is to help the consumer. It is a constant effort with regulations, with taxes, with businesses to push an agenda, a pro-growth energy agenda. And it's crucial because without energy of all kinds, in all places, our economy can't expand and we can't create wealth and prosperity. Reconsideration of regulations throttling the oil and gas industry. Reconsideration of mandatory greenhouse gas reporting program that imposed significant costs on the American energy supply. Reconsideration of limitations, guidelines, and standards for the steam electric power generating industry to ensure low-cost electricity while protecting water resources. Man, oh man, I'll tell you, in these blue states, with these degrowthers and no-growthers, they're doing the opposite. They're sabotaging you, Mr. and Mrs. America, if you live in these blue states and cities. They're driving up. They're driving up the cost of all levels of energy, and they're reducing the availability. So if you wonder why you have really high costs in some of these dark blue states, you can thank your governor and you can thank your state legislatures. Reconsideration of wastewater regulations for oil and gas development to help unleash American energy. What about taking steps to make home ownership more affordable under this president? Higher SALT cap. What's that? The president and the Republicans raised the state and local tax cap, which includes property taxes, from $10,000 to $40,000. This is money directly in your pocket. And for tax years 2025 to 2029 for itemized filers. Permanent mortgage limit. Locked in the $750,000 limit on deductible mortgage debt, $375,000 for single filers, stopping it from reverting to $1 million. In other words, they want to make sure that you can deduct as much as possible. Mortgage insurance. Restructured and permanently reinstated private mortgage insurance, that's PMI premiums, as deductible mortgage interest starting in 2026. The president made it easier to buy American-made new cars and trucks. On July 4, 2025, creating a temporary federal tax deduction for up to $10,000 a year in auto loan interest on new American personal use cars and light trucks under 14,000 pounds with final assembly in the United States. Houses, salaries, income, cars, trucks, energy. The federal government is doing everything it can under this president. I've never seen anything like it, quite frankly. Any of you take prescription drugs? Well, most of you do. And you should be seeing lower prices. I know I am. I certainly am when I'm going to the pharmacy. And this is what he's done. The President Trump announced agreements with major pharmaceutical companies to lower prescription drug prices for Americans in line with the lowest prices paid by other developed nations, known as the most favored nations price. The 9 manufacturers, I won't name them all, but they're big, and most of the drugs you get are from them. The agreements reduce prices on drugs that treat numerous costly and chronic conditions, a whole list of them. Pulmonary heart disease, asthma, multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, 2 types of diabetes, and it goes on and on. Now, the agreements will provide that every state Medicaid program in the country access the most favored nation drug prices on products made by those 9 major drug companies, resulting in billions of dollars in savings to you, Mr. and Mrs. America. Now, has another president done that? No. Did the prior president do that? No. Did the Democrats do that? No. Trump did it. The agreements require the 9 companies to offer medicines at a deeper discount off the list price when selling directly to American patients through Trump RX. You ought to take advantage of Trump RX. More. What about tax cuts for families? Federal tax cuts. Raised and locked in the higher standard deduction levels originally set in 2017 for the vast majority of individual filers. Lower income tax rates. Maintained lower marginal income tax brackets across the board. Across the board. Not just billionaires and millionaires, as the chattering classes would have you believe, for everybody. Child tax credit extended and boosted the double child tax credit benefiting tens of millions of American families. No tax on tips created a federal income tax deduction for qualified service and beauty industry tips. No tax on overtime implemented dedicated deductions for eligible overtime pay. Senior relief provided enhanced tax deductions and targeted relief for Social Security income retirees. What about businesses and corporations that create the private sector jobs? Corporate tax rate. Maintained the lowest 21% corporate income tax rate enacted by his first term policies. Immediate expensing. Extended provisions letting businesses immediately deduct the cost of factory construction and short-term equipment investments. Now, this is a lot of information. because the president has done a lot. And I want you to be aware of this. I do this monologue, what do I have, about 20 minutes? And I'm going to get as much of this in as I can so you understand when people say, he's not focused on affordability. Yeah. He's all about affordability.
He is.
That's what his whole domestic agenda is about.
100%.
Affordability. Paid leave tax credit made permanent. The employee tax credit for offering employee-paid families medical leave. Savings and investment provisions. Trump accounts.
So this goes on another 8 minutes. But guys, this is what the blue states are doing to you guys, okay? I want to fast forward a little bit if I can. But the people have no idea that's happening. So violent crime is gone. There was a part here. Let me just go here. Here we go.
The president is using every tool he has as a president to address housing issues, energy issues, all these other issues. And yet here we have in our states, with the highest grocery prices, Hawaii, Alaska, California, Washington, and Vermont. Almost all Democrat states. In the case of Alaska, it transitions from Republican to Democrat back and forth. But it's far away. But some of these states is no excuse. Highest gasoline prices, blue state, California, blue state, Hawaii, blue state, Washington state. And you have Alaska and Nevada. We're on the cusp, but nonetheless. States with the highest electricity bills, well, D.C., not a state, but there it is, number 1. New Jersey, number 2. New Hampshire, number 3. Maryland, number 4. And then Ohio. 4 out of 5, blue states. States with the highest annual cost for infant care, District of Columbia, Massachusetts, California, Minnesota, Colorado, Hawaii, all Democrat states. Top least affordable states by cost of living index. Number 1, California. Number 2, New York. Number 3, Washington State. Number 4, Connecticut. Number 5, Maryland. Number 6, New Jersey. Number 7, Alaska. Number 8, Massachusetts. All dark blue, hardcore Democrat states, all of them. And then we have, according to the Cato Institute, the 5 least free states. New York, Hawaii, California, New Jersey, Oregon, all Democrat states. So, I would say to my Republican friends who are running, and with this midterm coming, you need to frame these discussions a little better. You need to get out there and confidently go on the offense and point out if you live in a dark blue state or a dark blue congressional district, you're paying more than anybody else in red states and dark red districts. Whether it's property taxes, whether it's income taxes, whether it's user fees, whether it's crossing bridges and they charge you a fee, whatever it is, the food prices, the child care prices, they're through the roof in dark blue states. And the interesting thing is when you put these numbers together with the red states, then you get these national numbers, right? So the blue states are dragging down the country. The blue cities are dragging down the country. When you look at the data, they're dragging down the data. And yet, when you look at the Trump data and what Trump is doing, it's incredible, even in the face of these obstacles from these blue governors, these blue mayors, these blue legislatures. Look at what he's doing and look at the accomplishments.
And that's what the Republicans need to do in the midterms. Are they doing it, Shady? They better.
Yeah, they definitely better be.
Yeah. All right. So a lot of booms today, Shady Grove, on a Monday.
An absolute a treasure trove of information for us to understand how to navigate the future here. This is what we focus on. We focus on the most prioritize the most relevant information for you every day coming out of this administration. And let me tell you, they're doing so much for you that we can't keep up with it. There's so much of accountability going on that we don't have the ability to report all of it that is happening simply because we don't have enough time to set every single piece of it in front of you. And part of what's going on with the naysayers out there, Jeff, is they are omitting what's happening so that they can make themselves more important than the man that's actually doing the job.
This, my friend, is a Trump movement, period.
Fact.
I don't want to be fighting with these Flynnfo warriors or anything, but, they're such a pariah in our community right now.
Yeah, that's being nice.
A pariah?
Yeah, that was nice.
A pariah would be nice for them, wouldn't it, Shady Grove? All right, guys. So I think you're witnessing the calm before the storm. We'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you all. Shady, thank you. Yeti, thank you.
Check the chat here, Jeff.
Oh, I forgot one?
Yep.
Okay. Let me just see what I got here. Okay.
It's a Rumble wallet.
I forgot. Yeah, let's do that real quick because it is the Rumble wallet. We do like it. And we do encourage you to get it because basically it's very confusing, guys. People are hearing a lot about crypto. And, here's the part that most people miss, that crypto was created so that you could actually take control and own your own money. After the 2008 financial crisis, Bitcoin was designed as the alternative to banks. So instead of a bank holding your money, delaying transfers or limiting access, you are in control. And if you've ever had to wait for a transfer to clear, I know you felt that problem. Fast forward to today. Everyone's heard of crypto, but getting started feels so complicated. That's exactly why we use the Rumble wallet right here at MG Show. It takes all that complexity and it makes it very simple. Choose what you want. Bitcoin, dollar-backed stable coins, or even my favorite, digital gold backed by real gold, guys. No complicated setup. It's very simple. It connects with your MoonPay. So you can use your credit card, debit card, or bank and be up and running in minutes. Shady Grove, just a couple minutes. You can be up and running. And once you're set up, you can even support your favorite Rumble creators like
us
directly. So do this now. Scan the QR code, click the link in the description, download the Rumble wallet. From there, you can set up the Rumble wallet and tap buy, and you're in the game. In just a few minutes, you can go from hearing about crypto to actually owning some. God bless you all, Shady Grove.
Hey, Jeff.
What?
Can I make you upset at me again? I have a request. I know you're getting ready to play. You're getting ready to play the calm before the storm. I wanted to request a different song. I'd like to request the "They're Listening Now" song because I think that adds a little bit more fire to what we were doing here today, sir. If he could come back and join us.
All right, we'll do that. Okay, they're listening now
because the MG Show goes way downtown.
Yes, we do, right into DC because the FBI reposts the MG Show. Do they repost your show?
No, they did not repost their shows. No, sir.
God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow.
Turn the microphone on.
Yes, sir.
We got something to say. Yeah. Started with a microphone. Two voices on a screen, digging through the stories nobody else would read. No network behind us, nobody showed us how. We just kept talking, look who's listening now. We sat down with cash before the title changed. Same room, same questions, never played their game. We never needed permission, never needed a crowd. Just kept doing the show. They're listening now, yeah, they're listening now. And they're listening now. They're listening now. Nance came on talking, Hinkle came through too. Inside the bureau, we're talking about what's new. Then Ben hit repost, then he did it twice. Get somebody up there likes what they hear at night. No satellite tower, no corporate machine, just Matrix and Shady and a light on the screen. Never chase their attention, never ask them how. We just kept doing the show. They're listening now, yeah, they're listening now. That little empty signal made its way downtown. We didn't knock, we didn't bow. We just turned the microphones on. And they're listening now. They're listening now. Cash has been here more than once. We asked the questions, we did the work. No script, no gatekeeper, no one telling us what to say. Turn it up, turn it up.
now.
It's shaking up the town. We didn't knock, we didn't bow, we never changed who we were. And they're listening now. They're listening now. Turn that MG signal.
Keep the microphones hot.
Yeah.
Keep the signal loud.
Yeah.
MG Show. They're listening now.
Oh my God. Get the app. App.mg.show. Boom.